Welcome. Welcome to the very studio. This is Mission Administrative Broadcasting Live, and at this very moment with the reflection, the only time you have to see my real reflection again in the form that the light is throwing from the west. So the best wishes from the Lord and the west, they are giving us also on my screen what it is that I've been on the Facebook right now a couple just minutes ago and to switch just last few minutes ago. And that I want us to take a look at what is in the reflection even as it is. I want about appearing. And this time I'm going to tell you about why the Lord might say what you need to learn this. Because they'll call people just like the what is evil? Let's this. So if indeed the Lord has treated the flesh, then you are already correct yourself. Hope for you and so have present, and we will see the kingdom. Lord, he hate wrong, and how did it come from a kingdom? Send into that place. Only I am used to how we came up and how I came up. Holy one, wearing this fight is how I came. If you don't know that, because I don't think somebody who doesn't know anything about what we're doing will just get up after finishing. Then they say they have done it. Whereas you don't know a control system, control buttons, mean that our names or just wake up and in the I see and the women have no gate. What do you say the length now? If it just feels like it, now when I reach here, look at that. We have to understand this carefully. When I'm on the live, normally they will want us to be in the more color of what the enemy said. Try to hide us. Don't hide us. We don't want it to hide us. I have my light. Let me show it. My own self. As it's in the evening, the light from the west. So I want to see as the miracle taking place over there. They are talking about a kind of weather that has come to them. It's like, it's also a news. I mentioned that yesterday. So if they have experienced any news, it means that the Lord and I myself, we created something. The Lord is the law. So anybody that comes in a form or a stone or any creature way that comes in an opposite the law, that is not the Lord himself. So even if you claim there is a God, but the God go against the rules set as a manual, his word, if he did oppositely, if he has instructed opposite the word, he is not the one who keep it. He's another form. So in that case, you might call it what you call it as they gave you. But you don't ask, I was even saying this. If you are giving something in the name of somebody, would you also inquire who created that thing? And you have to know the source, how indeed you might know the one who created it. So that he will take the glory or the compliment for creating and his best, reaching out the best. Or you have something lost to a world and you are looking for it, and then it end up being the righteous person's hand. And you are profiting from what? Profit from what? The good works that the righteous man is using that thing which God lost from your hand into his hand, and from his hand returning to what? A good account that you may receive healing. These are miracles, right? Yes. I don't think anybody has ever joined you with this. Now let's go on the live straight away. Let's get it. Well, we having this. Well. So let's see what is happening here. Let's see what's up right here. Look at what law in Corinthians that makes what the law or the true law. You know, I told you that if you have to say this, if we have to show any other person, look, the enemy has been out having his people changing to people. That's because we have lived with them, and the consciousness that they have to gain is what? That evil in their family, that witchcraft in their family, robbing people. They don't have anything than what? Robbing people to what? To dress themselves, yet they don't keep themselves to the things that we say dress. That's why they say if anybody give you something, you have to find out how they got it. That it might come from what? The wrong source. Do you see who I am? I am not covered with somebody's darkness. Because I'm making a war, and the understanding of the war is, except you are also a star warrior or you are angel, you shall not testify even unto whom it is taken from another dimension and given you. You might even fight the one they are taking it from and giving to you, all because of lack of knowledge. You don't know the source. So the source that you do not know is the reason you might even go and fight the one they are giving or taking from you, from him best, and giving to you. That's what happens. So that if you have a name, Saint Jude, let me open the Facebook. Saint Jude, look at how he addresses the Lord. Let me put it right there. Saint Jude says what? He didn't just talk. as one of them that they claim to be, but he asked this word to the wise Lord, to the wise one. Let's see, to the wise God. Whatever he had mentioned, the word wise, that's the only thing that qualified the word is the wise. Not just say the God saying the Lord said, no, we said the wise one. Because there's a separation and division. They are different ones. So if he was truly led by holiness and spirit of light and from light, he was communicating to the wise dominion. He had it differently. So let's watch carefully. We would like to know if I am the one whose breast have been lost to an enemy, and the sickness maybe that will be with the enemy. You are saying I should be the same person to suffer it again and heal. I don't think that can be what the Lord really teaches the people. Now there's a scripture here. Now Jude, so the book Jude, so his own book. Let's say it. He's a holy person in a more excellent way. Yet he has just few things written. And from that which you want to say is few things, that makes his word even different from the blended things that people talk about. Let's say at the end of the day, you talk about what he was talking about, yet you didn't know who he was addressing in his conversation. And all you hear is maybe you heard the Lord or this and that. You cannot say, I am the one with the law, doing the law, and you claim what you hear is, they said there's a creator or somebody who made it. Then the law that you claim create, he doesn't know the one keeping the law. What kind of life is this? And you, the one who don't keep the law, you are the one they are revealing to say you know. How do you know it? Now you should ask yourself this question. So that when I'm acting and making a word, don't bring your God or issue here. That's the only way I have to say it. Let me see where he has to use that word. Because that word, look at it. Now, Jude chapter 1, verse 25. Let's open to any other book. Let's look at the King James. Let's see if indeed we can have it. Look, it's here. Wise. It's here in another word. Bible Hub. Wise. It's in Bible.com. Also says what? Where is it? How he would describe the word. Look, wise. Because that particular word, they can't omit it. It's a key word. Look, another united whatever. Look, whatever it is. To that same word, wise. Do you know what is wise? They will describe it to you, but that's not the word. When you key in the right word and know the person's spirit, they'll just make known who they are. And that is why we even tell you what you were trying to say. They say is wise. You see, for you are seeing it as a letter. As a letter or word. But what counts more is what? That he has shown you how wise it should be. That describe him. That's what describe him. So I cannot say this he said, and all of that. I don't think I have to do that. Because you need to make a difference. That is what? That difference is the only reason we can have what? What the Lord is trying to make as a difference, that he is not the evil, but he is of this. Or he is not this one and that. Look, let me open this. There are things quickening before we talk about any other thing. This very special moment. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about what? Those elements, key areas. So if an angel is making a war, they say what? Don't focus on the storm. What is a storm? Any other forces, the war, enemy, all that counts or that comes to the level to making a war is what they say is the storm. But who is the main subject area and focus? He said, he that stand in and is making it. They didn't say that you should say that I'm insulting God or I'm insulting Lord. Who do you describe as God? Do you know him? Now, that rule is a spirit that will let you know what you are saying, God or Lord or dog. A person whose name is called by the name and dog opposite his name. He is the one reaping the name of a God. That's why you have to learn to know and earn it. The name God is simply dog. So that when they say mad God and mad dog, all these things is a Magog and Magog, Gog and Magog. These were the things they were saying. So when you are seeing the word as opposite in true origin and whatever, that's exactly what you're hearing. What do you mean? When the Lord indeed is in the Bible communicating to them from the existence and from the high. Have I shown somebody to do the wrong thing, or when I myself keeping the right thing and they have done to myself, even to the skin, they are swallowing it? There you know in the Bible, there are many sicknesses that kill the prophet. So if you are not wise indeed, you will be used. Even though you have done the right thing, you may be the victim for doing the right thing, and opposite is that you will be paid. Because he told you what? Violence shall take it by force. If I have work and I need to be paid and you're failing to do it, I have to apply those areas. That is why you understand. So the Bible is not written to suit you, the one that is a sinner, or to say keeping it was the wise one. With the one keeping it, something may come from it, something good, because it's a hope in spirit. Now, when those things are beginning to happen, you have to see it physical. If you don't see it physical, that is not a word. Because if it is written to be wise, and you are seeing a fool, that is the direct thing you have to say, no, this being a fool, it means the word that was reserved as wise is also working. Because once you see the opposite, that's exactly what is with you. When you say that quickening, who should I go and blame for what is happening when you are not a part of spirit? Then whichever role you play with your flesh, that's what will have you as a judgment against you. That's exactly what you should know. Look at all the scriptures right here. That the Saint Jude, his word, one word only or one scripture telling. So in every Bible verse is the word wise. Is it written or not? Is it written or not? Now watch carefully. So Saint Jude, Jude chapter 1 verse 25. He said what? To the only wise God, or to the only wise ruler, who is able to save, and whose sweetness is as a savor, and that the wine that is special with its sweetness, and that be what? The glowing light, like I was showing the reflection. Look at the gold now in the reflection of the west. And majesty. Is there any Lord that you worship that is a majesty? Or you made a stone and you are calling the stone majesty? How do you address a majesty? What are you? Okay, let's see. The word majesty. Let's quickly do it. Now, he said to the only. So he didn't call all the gods, or he didn't call all the angels. He said to the only wise one. So if you are from among them and your church or your dominion or denomination is built on just generally, you are saying the creator. But you don't know that we have a wise creator. Why you say a fighter? But we have a wise fighter. When we say the original one, we have the original wise. And then the refabricated ones. Or in grade, you can see the original. But there, to say you want to buy Bible, suddenly buy what you can say, yes, you really made it. Not that you have to buy something that got spoiled today. And you wish that if you had known that it was spoiled also, you would have waited for something else coming up to buy. These are the ways he selects. So if he said 10 like this, and you fail to 10, you'll be the same one they are fighting. Now watch carefully. There, he had to say what? Now, he said what? To the only. He didn't say to everyone, or he didn't say general that to say to the wise God. Even he qualifies again to say to the only wise ruler. So this word here is for something else. So if the Lord truly sound his name to the people who wrote the Bible, they are dead. And they want to prove the original understanding and interpretation is the one who returned again. So if the Lord has never sound his name as a God to me, he's not a God. It is in the book written. They may have heard it or not. And of course, the books from which it was written is not called God. It is another thing. Let's see in Hebrew how it shall pronounce what, or how it was translated the word. If I see it, I have to write the name. So in Hebrew, what is the original name given to the in Hebrew text, in the language they speak. So in the language they speak. Now you have to look at the language they speak. So we have to look at the language they speak. That name and sound is in the language, that particular language, even if they claim they have been given. It won't be as a name you are saying God. Because that name God, you don't even know what it is until we show you what they are trying to also say. So watch carefully. Now, the Hebrew language. Now, the language was not referred to as the name Hebrew in the Bible. However, it states that as Yahudit. You see what we're going to show now? You see that when we're going to call for this name, is as what? They say what? As what? Yeah. So look at it. Yeah. So you want to say Yehudit or Yehudit. Which also goes to say trans or Judean or Subtrat or Canaan. So these are words also for the begotten Canaan as transi, that the language of Canaan, you said. So if I see it, I have to know quickly. So the language of Canaan, you have to look for what name it was given. In the language of Canaan, what do they call the Lord? So that all these things you are doing, you are just carrying somebody's fruit and giving that slaving or enslaving the best work of a righteous person to another thing that you claim. Because you came from that other way, other than being given, and how they were as redeemed or taken out of something. Now watch carefully. So from this I need to take another word. So what was the name of the Lord called in the language of Canaan? Yes. So I need to take a look at these things before, because these are the words of Aquarian to show you why you don't know it, even though it's in the plain text, but nobody can tell except the one with the original one with the ones in them with spirit and flesh in them. The same. So watch carefully what I'm saying. So I'm learning or I'm earning the journey, the path. I'm earning it. So you have to have it. So what is the name of the Lord called in the language of Canaan? The language of Canaan. So that's what I'm saying. Now let's see it. How? What was it called? Because you need to know that. So he said El. You said El is the name of the supreme God of the Canaanite. However, in the Hebrew Bible, El is a generic word for a God. So that he said, while El, you see, before they have to call him El, or him. You see, this is the same person, El. So when you qualify El with or him, it is indeed. All these have become some people's name that they are enjoying from, but they don't have what it is in this term. Because if you are the Lord that they ordained with every other thing attributed to, you are the only one with your children or your descendants who come and show the meaning to the coded words. Now watch carefully. And while Elohim refers to, they say what? Yahweh. So you see that when it's Elohim, it is never referred to Yahweh. You are the one saying that when you are saying Elohim, it should be Yahweh. That's never true. This language cannot change or translate again to this. This is another thing also. And then the God of another thing. You see that when the name changes to another country, that's where you are seeing it change. In favor of their creator or in favor of their liar. These are the things you need to listen to. When we were looking for what language they speak, and then we took it about the Canaanite language, and then they are saying they call the name El. So what is El now different from what? Which Elohim they are saying? Is that not the same El? That's why every word for angel, the angel ends with E-L. Every angel name has E-L at the end. That's the L. So these are the reason. So being wise, how you can search is this. So that if I'm making my righteousness well, I reserve every excellent work with what? With being wise one, selecting for what? Only the wise. So only the wise area of the words. So that you cannot say a person that is against the law is the one they are calling to be the Lord. It is never true. You have to cut the person off. Look at just what we are seeing here or experiencing it. You see the language. This is how you can learn. But who will tell you? If you are not the angel, they will even configure you. You can't learn. You can do only your level. Even your level. It's a battle that I will say. Oya edo eileke e. I have greeted in my language. That's the key holder and the key to this what? To this function. Now watch, there's something happening. Let's watch. You see that how you can get what we are saying to where it is now, eh? It's just about to have somebody transmit and transfer and take and translate until you get to this generation. So the name couldn't be called God, because the language that they speak, which the Lord sound his name, he sounded to them as what? El. So he didn't sound it to them as what? God. You see, that's another thing. Okay. Watch carefully. Watch carefully. What do you mean the word generic? Even to say generic is just to say generation works. So that it is as the only thing that you can find in almost every work area of an angel or in an angel. Like to have a track and album title given to that, whatever is the main album title, it should affect all other what? Track, as you want to say. Like every track having the titles, the subtitles. That's it. Now let's find out. So you couldn't ask now, what is the original name of the Lord? When you ask anything as original name of the Lord or God, it will deceive you. He who claimed the Lord was in communication with them, they are the one having what? A mystery. So that to have that mystery, unless you're also the one who said that the name of the Lord is not this. So if I get to, let's say, English, I have to know how they came and how we have come and how far we come. So that I won't just say, there's somebody called the name, what you are saying. We cannot just do that. When you do that, you are fake, you are a failure. That will be a total condemnation to even corrupt the work more than we are seeing now. How can I be corrupt before I give birth, or the Lord raised from us a child? Or the Lord will cause abomination that somebody should impregnate on my behalf? Is that going to be your head? Then the horn must show here. So that I would rather put the horn on and show you what you cannot do. Okay, get it right there. So we are just looking at one word from this, and then we have to jump to that one word again to another many things. And we have had to talk about all these words. And that, you have to say it as it is. Look at it. They say what? The language was not referred to as what? The name Hebrew in the Bible. However, it is what? From what? As you as what? Yehudit. Yehudit. Which means to say trans or Judea or trans Judea. Or as I told you about what, the Canaanite. All of that. So that's where you want to say, if the Bible had hailed from that place, with so much record and finding an archaeologist proof, then the names, you couldn't throw it away. Or it is later you have found out that they are idols, and you have to have the Lord who made the universe, not just a smaller area, but the entire universe. So these are the works we are doing. If your Lord, we found out that he's spoiling the works, having himself or the name, even in the Bible, we have to take him off, because the Bible says test. Throw away that which isn't good. You are saying once they call it God, it means that is nothing else. Who told you that? You think I'm the one you gonna prove your Lord? Go and call it where you have built it. I haven't built any God here. If I have something that I'm giving to the world, I gave. So the Lord and their people, they should be what? They should be the one losing that the world may benefit from. I am not the one to be losing myself for the world. You don't know how they give myself from what I have to the world and you have enjoyed. That I'm telling you. You the world. Now I'm also Sunday. Communicate it to the Son that you, or you generally, you are also the world, or you're going to lose completely to that single person who made it to the world that you didn't know. You know, it's a prophecy that came that you have enjoyed from my single self. That you didn't know that life came from myself alone to the world. What have you done today? To talk about where I live. What is the Lord that you worship capable of doing? I can make it rain. We can cause the world to change. Only in the what? In the purpose and plans. But your Lord has nothing to do than sacrificing. I don't sacrifice anything than working. But you, to prove him, he will call you to what? To go and kill a human being and pour blood on his altar or pour wine. I don't do any of this. When we spill the blood on the street, we tell you that's how the Lord can punish you when you are sinning against the one keeping the law. You can be yourself, somebody fooling you and giving you suffering, just laying on your head, suffering, something that will not profit you later. Who do you think is the one watching? Has St. Jude agreed on how they preach in the Bible? No. He has only been what? The holy person, saint, only keeping the things to that level. That's why you have to mention what? Wise. So his level and understanding is higher version than any other person. Why? What qualified what it teaches was not merely saying a creator or a word or their time. He said to the wise one. The only wise one. He didn't say every one of them that come in his name claiming that he is this. Even when they deceive you with the image or mask, you are going to say that what? You are going to say that he is the one. But the one who is of the many kind, spirit of himself, that to the only one, that's him. So we are the ones communicating what it is. That we are not in agreement with what you are saying in the Bible, it is. What we agree on is what? When that which is written is working according to what? Time. According to his will, that you can do this, that a person keeping the law and doing the doing, you shouldn't say he should lose. Lose to the person who doesn't do it. Are you going to call it wise or fool? Are you going to call it wise or being fooled? Being fooled, you don't know anything that I have to reveal. Is there more reason? When I sought for who would teach or guide us, I had nobody than my home. And that I take it to the level nobody has ever reached in the world or dimension in heaven anyway. And I'm telling you. That's why I can tell you if they rubbish it, I have to show you. But I'm not teaching you what is rubbish because already what you speak you don't understand. So I'm making known to you why you have not rubbish data that rubbish and you came rubbishing a virgin. You pay for it with a price you cannot pay. I'm the one telling you. If you know who I am, my entire name, I'm the forever living one. If you don't know that, I'm telling you. I am the one telling you. I have a kingdom that is what? I am the one who have the forever kingdom. That's the millennium aquarium. It doesn't come to water world. But any kingdom that comes from heaven, it's already what? From the beauteous or beauty, the prettiest level. That's the heavens. That is without fault. That is heavens. That comes to what? Throw light on things with you that you claim somebody gave. But who to bring the meaning? That's the meaning. That's the light. So I'm not a darkness and I don't entertain any nonsense. Because I told you nonsense means non-part of the business is nonsensible. Which is not a business transaction here. Alright, so we get a single word and it took us to that level. Now watch again. So when we are talking about proving the God or the creators and things and angels, don't go and talk about Christianity and Bible and Islam. They are not the reason. They are out of it. Already they are corrupt. They are not the people we need. What they keep as a law, that's what we need, not the people who are keeping it. As for them, they don't know anything. So you have to know how far they've lived. They have lived. So this, when they say language, you know what it means to say language? Langu, the lang, age. There's an age. So this word langu, let's go look at what is langu. So another thing, I just wanted to do it quickly, and then you understand what I'm probably saying. That the law should not forbid the righteousness. Because that's the only thing that made a foundation. So if the Lord should throw anything at us, we will bomb his people. Then you know that truly he has only sought to rob us to pay wrong. And then we know the end. He has predestined it. Then we have to bomb the people that he claims he is fighting for. You can fight for witchcraft when the word itself is not for witchcraft. These are the things that I'm saying. So I need to just say the law cannot fail to do what is right. That Welcome again. As I went out there to see what I'm saying, if it's indeed producing, why the word indeed, if the Lord created for himself to go in the color gold and the most women, when I went out there, it's women throughout, women completely are the what camera based sectors. So I went to see what I'm saying, if indeed it is as the gold in the west. So we got it. Now, watch carefully that I don't just say a word. As the word is so important to what? To just say we want to include here. Now look at what we're saying here. That to the only wise God. So when you see it like God, you are saying what? Wrong thing. But the name that they translated from is what? Is El. So that should have been there. So that if you don't see the L and you are seeing the name angel, that is the age L. They are saying the age L, which is many things if I have to say to engineer, age L, and Aniel. All of this. So in Korean I would say Aniel. Aniel is for to say ours, also concern. Our concerns. Also, we are also a part of. So we are not communicating anybody that you want to say is a name given to somebody birth from a rude or rotten human being to call it a name that we are worshiping. I won't be doing this. That is why they say you find out if the name had become faulty so that it will be thrown away and then the Lord will give a new one. So the law that says, the law, L-A-W-L-A-V-V, that is the same love. The word for love or love. That's a word. Now, the same word is for wall. That the wall that divide. This part and that part, don't cross here or cross to this. You can say that the Lord that is doing wrong thing is expected that I should come and say that he's doing the right thing. What is the Bible reserved for? To reprove the Bible and the Lord. If we see that there's a bad one seed sown to that name in place of that, that's not your place. Get out of the place. So that we have it. To the only wise God. So to the only wise Angel. So that you have to have it. Because when we translated today from this word in the original book, they have written this text. What did you find? L. And they have to tell you. This is why they say when you say angel, you are talking about the name that exists already. To be what? With them, any other generation. Do you know when this name have been what? Given? So you have to learn to know when the name God came. So that word God only came at a period, few centuries, as we are saying. And the L existed long to be the original name, and it continues to be now with the name angel. If I call the right name, I have to have it the right person, the right us and source. Now, to have the light, if they have to say the Lord should come from light to the night or day or midnight, light. And on earth in every situation, light. Even with what we are talking through, to your physical, is light. Name after what? Angels and the spirit, so that it won't fail. If I should broadcast, let's say what I'm saying through darkness, it means you may have audio, but you won't have maybe what I'm showing. Except I come and write again. Whereas we can have a place, it's written already on the tablet, in the art. This is it. That how it is prepared here is before you on the very channel. Now, if you look at the dominion, he told you about what? That this be what? Dominion, light, dominion, and then majesty. And then the will, the power. And that of the time they were and unto this ever. You see it? So the evil, if I call the evil, it will bring the word Eve, L. But you will not know what we are saying because the R here is another word. And they say, to err is what? So to err is Eve. Right here, to err is Eve. So to err is Eve. Right there. Because they were the human being, they said to human. You are not a human being. Until you know all this thing, you are not a human being. So to Eve err. To Eve err. Which you are saying forever, or you are saying ever. Yes, because there are some creation that you cannot say the Lord will throw away. And this is it. So that the Jude will always be in that conversation of the wise people. And whoever they sought to say is opposite or try to do it and it didn't happen, you will be in that place you have worked. I have proven enough that I want to say that nobody in the time past and now can have any degree for disobedience or for obedience. I have all this greed. I have the degree. Because I want to show you how it is in the wise doing for the Lord himself being a part of his own work. Reproving himself. How did I do this? Why I have to do this? Why do I not to do this? These are the things. He himself reproving himself. To stand approved in the scripture that he reserved. Things written in the past. When you return again, you have to see yourself that no, I shouldn't do this. I have to do this. Or it almost got to this. Let's change it. This is it. You have somebody preach what has not been corrected, and you are preaching the same. Now I'll ask you again. What makes you leave the day you were born? Let's say you were born on what? Thursday, Friday, or any other day. Or Monday, whatever you want to say. When you were born on any of those days, why don't you keep that very day as holy and then worship that day, so that when you invite people to your church or to your denomination or at your congregation, you take the money in the name of the day you were born with your Lord? Why do you all leave your days of birth in the week and then you are saying they have forced you to come to Sunday to take money, Sunday to take son, to take child, to take car, to take houses? Have you come there to create, or you came there asking for things that were not given? Or did you not know what was reserved in the Bible is not what you are doing? All that you go to what the churches and ask for is not in the Bible. So you are the one making the Lord of wealth lose everything to you, nothing. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Why do you have to agree? You were born. You were not born Sunday. They have given you a day you were born. Why has that day not become a higher rank? To be holy or to be light or to be working for you, and you only have to work and you bring suffering to Sunday. Then the Lord tells you his own, he has ordained power, dominion, majesty, earth, flame, waters, fire. This is why you come to that place. You don't have any power than when you have power given from what? Sunday. Then you come and tell he is rather idol worshiper. What do you mean? Go and create car in the very day you were born. Go and make it other than that, so that you give your glory and take tithe in that day. If I should be dead, that should have been you. What you are doing that you don't know, that would have killed it and spoiled it. Yet you have done more than I'm saying. Just that to prove that I stand myself and not anybody born just Sunday, I prove it singly, only just to say singly. Do you know that you have robbed and robbed and robbed? Why don't you go and promise people in the day you were born, but on Sunday, somebody's day, that you go and take money, let's say you take 100 million from somebody, then you promise them 10 years to come or 100 years to come, or next year they will have this. I hope you will leave your work and go and do their work for them, so that when we receive it, then we know that truly you worked. Because that's the area that most important in counting. You really need that, right? You need it. Do we agree? Do we have the same person on the screen, or I'm speaking and then you say somebody speaking on my behalf, or I'm the same person speaking at the same speed at the same time? Do I look as I have to say it is? Do you know this color? This color they told you in the garden the Lord created as red as the person is. Don't you see, if it's not a spirit and soul, it cannot work to heal him myself? Do you not agree? Look at my lip. when you eat the best, but my lip will be the one showing the colors of what we are saying. Don't you see it? This word agree, as the Spirit will agree with, is getting what to that very time, which you don't know what is happening. If you don't know what you've done to somebody, I told you. So when that moment I realized that I went on Sunday, they called me. I said, why do they call us Sunday? And then what I was what? I found out if or go into a gathering, he said they are going to hit the Lord that is holy or single or wise one. And then I make this time to know that then I don't have to do a certain thing. So I didn't just say there was a spirit that should help, maybe have it happen. I realized all these things. That's why I make this thing work. It doesn't come to you the level you go to what? You go to somebody's day and you are asking for things that are not even written in the Bible. Why do you go ask for a car when the car is not in the Bible? Go ask for what? What is against the law? So do you watch carefully when the Lord says it is his word and angel carried in the wind, air, waters to show that is the aquarium. So aquarium, having the time the Lord shadow when it works, that's it. How can I be weak before I produce what they say is from strength that you need? Let's say if you were that very much given, as the Lord said, maybe carrying a womb and somebody in it. Do you become weak before you give it, or do you become weak before you conceive all this? These are word opposite. When would the Lord fulfill it? Or he was talking to somebody else? Why not talk to the person directly? Why do you come and use myself and my name, my birth? Which I know already what is in my birth. That's why I'm doing it. So that you won't have somebody, they told you the devil comes to rob you, to kill and destroy. That is it. But do you think the word devil itself comes to destroy? Let me look at even word with it. Let's see. Look at even the word. I want to look for the meat. Meat for so meat earned origin. Look at it. I'm going to look at something right now. And you see that that's why they tell you for lack of knowledge, their people perish. Who are they? They are the same people who worship with him. Because they have not learned to know him. That's why he's watching them go the way they are going. Because if you don't get yourself to that level you need it, you won't be given any faith or trust. If there was any assurance for doing it, I don't think they would have had any commitment again than just saying, we go to church and we get healed. So for the word, you said devil, right? Watch carefully. If it's written in letter, you would have known what I'm saying. Watch here. I want to show you that. Now, watch here. The modern English word devil derived from the Middle English devil. Look at it. You see how they're spelling it. Watch carefully what they are saying. Now, the modern English word devil derives from the Middle English devil like this. And then from what? From the Old English devil. So devil. That in turn represent an early Germanic borrowing of the what? Of the Latin diabolos. You see what they're saying? Now, this in turn was borrowed from the Greek word. I don't want to mention it because I don't have to learn. There's many things I have to do. As it is right here, what? The diabolos. So you see why you are calling somebody diabolo. This is what you were saying. So why you've been saying diabolo, you didn't know that it's not a word diabolo in the country. It's not a snake. But you name things. So once you corrupt the creation, how you corrupt it, that's how the creation will be. But for anybody to return and correct it, that is a suffering you have posted onto him for what he is not a part of. That's what you have done with you and your claim and believe God. So you see that we have the word diabolo. So you see how the diabolos right there. And what is the word diabolo? Slanderer. What is slanderer? Now, you have to have the word slanderer What is the word slanderer? Slanderer. What is slanderer? So what is so when I come to the world or communication.com, this is the world. The world, what world wants communication? So this is what it is. That is where it's functioning. You have never done this, but we have to come live before we even know what to do, and it's already presented. And that's how you can make good use of or good use with everything. Watch carefully. What is slanderer? Slanderer. So watch carefully. Now the word slanderer is what? The word slanderer, definition for slanderer is what? In this format, one who attacks the reputation of another, ex-slanderer or libel. So this one also called for the devil and then evil. You see that which it is. So if the Lord that created the world is the same as those things, open Isaiah. Isaiah right there. He, the Lord, said he do all this. So now yours it should be in the area he has appointed. Do this, that it may end you in this level. But when I see it gone beyond, I have to show that indeed, if there's none to prove what it is, then I have to make it happen. Now, and is there is what? 45 verse 7. Look at what the Lord is saying. See how the things to level you up there and then couldn't do this. Now the slanderer. Watch where the Lord is saying, to say any other person, any word. Look how sweet it is to get involved. Now what is it you want to say? I want to open just any other book. So the cat cannot be here. Get out of here. Where today you saw the word diabolo, you see where it is? A different country and the original people who keep the law and spirit. It wouldn't have nothing to do with your snake calling things wrong, opposite. So if you're 10 in your generation, they spoil good things for opposite. So indeed, unless there's anybody else that is stronger than that generation. So in that case, you may be calling your cause of creator and whatever about spoiling human being. But another creator who will come and correct it, their creator, but to what? How do you think you have to conquer that person before keeping the works they have spoiled on track? And you are worshiping. Worshiping where? Who showed you that you worship? Who is the Lord you are worshiping? The sinner entering temple of the Lord. So today, I want ER. Now 45 verse 7. Watch carefully. If you what the Lord is saying, why not or what is for the fakeness? That is what he reach out to you. That's the word. We have to